With our year of youth group already beginning, we're very excited to be breaking open our theme of Fiat for the year. Talking about how we say yes to God like Mary, how we create in the world like God, creating light on the first day, saying Fiat lux, let there be light. Lord, how are we creating light in our lives? How are we living like Christians? As we do this, we're going to start with our first series of this particular semester, and I want to walk you through it. Our first series is particularly on love. This is the place where we're going to start because it's pivotal to understand, to know our purpose and our meaning within this Christian life, our reason for saying yes to God. That series is going to have 3 nights in particular. Our first night is going to be looking particularly at God's love. Our second night, looking particularly at our love for God and our neighbor, and our third night being what we call an issue night. That night's going to be particularly about social media. So let's start at the beginning. Night 1, God's love. We're going to be talking about how the Father loves us, just how much love He has for us, what the purpose of that love is, and we're going to take a particular look at what's called the kerygma. This is the initial and essential proclamation of the gospel message. Basically, the fact that the Lord lived and died and resurrected from the dead for love of you and for the salvation of your soul. Night 1 is going to end with a particular look at how we respond to that love of the Father. The ways that we often replace the Lord's love in our lives with other things, with the sin that we're burdened with, the ways that we respond to Him. Now, night 2, I'm really excited about. We started with how the Father loves us, and now we're looking at how we love the Father, and how that love for the Father also comes out in love for our neighbors. One particular scripture that we're going to be looking at is the greatest commandment found in the Gospel of Matthew. He said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all of your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." How do we particularly live a life that's focused on loving the Lord and loving those around us? As I mentioned earlier, night 3 is going to be what's called an issue night. We're going to take an issue that our teens are dealing with, and that's social media. When looking at love, it's often something that we look at in terms of other people, but we want to look at it particularly within ourselves as well. For teenage culture, social media is a huge influence in their life, and we want to look at the ways that that influence hinders or enables us to not only love others well, but to love ourselves also. We want to look at a few particular questions. How are our teens living online? Do we put the greatest commandment in action there? Social media can today be a battleground. It can be a place that's difficult to love others in. It can be a place that makes it difficult for us to love ourselves. So with the series on love, we wanted to focus on how the Father loves us, how we take that love and give it back to the Father as well as those around us, and particularly looking at an issue that is in our teens' lives today, social media, and how love is reflected there. We're really looking forward to this series on love, and we can't wait to see how it helps us to love God, build relationships, and strengthen disciples.